out of here.
How does that not indicate to you, like, hey, sometimes, like, these prospects are awesome?
Donald, get back. They snatched that chain, boy. Get back. What's all going to do about it? Popeye snatched that chain. Get back. We want that snack wrap. They got 3 flavors. Y'all got 1. Get back.
Hey, everybody. Welcome into The Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Nick Padone, and one Rob Watson. Rob, I like the cut. Fellas, how are we doing today? It is Thursday, August 7th, 2025. Jack, what's up, dude?
Shit ain't funny. I don't know. I'm Dillon Gabriel allegedly almost got traded, so that's my big takeaway of the day. Excited to talk about that. Guys, we're a day away from preseason football, so how could you not be excited? Like, the brown and orange is starting to run through your veins. It's right there. It's around the corner. I mean, guys, we're getting shit out here, folks.
Nick, what's up, dude?
What's up? We got some preseason ball tonight. I'm going to be tuned into the Bengals tonight.
Yeah, we got, what is it? I believe it's 3 games on the slate tonight for the preseason. So
yeah, I think DTR and the Eagles in action tonight as
well.
Oh.
Rob, what's up, dude? I like the fresh cut.
Guys, I feel like a new man today. Really was waiting to cut my hair off for a long time. I haven't shaved it in like 6 years.
The fade is crisp.
Yeah, I appreciate the taper on the side.
You want to give a shout out to your barber?
Shout out to my barber, dog. Shout out to my barber, dog. But yeah, excited. Madden dropping today. Everything's good. Football almost back, man. Let's talk ball.
Let's talk some ball, guys. We start here with our Cleveland Browns. Reports that the Browns reportedly turned down few offers of teams that wanted to trade for quarterback Dillon Gabriel. Mike Silver of The Athletic, quote, after trading up to take Sanders in the 5th round, the Browns rejected multiple trade offers for Dillon Gabriel, preferring to move forward with both rookies. I don't believe we know which teams those were that reached out to the Cleveland Browns about acquiring Dillon Gabriel. But the fact is, a couple teams must have liked the prospect of Dillon Gabriel enough to at least...
You know why we don't know the teams?
You think it's fake?
Because it didn't happen.
You think
nothing like the Browns putting
Wow.
this story out 3 months after the fact because Dillon Gabriel has stunk up the joint in practice, and every reporter worth a lick, both locally and nationally, that has come through from the Diana Rossinis of the world to the Daryl Writers of the world have said that this guy stinks out loud. And magically 3 months after teams were calling the Browns, we find out about this now. Oh, yeah, trust us. This guy's great. After we drafted Shador, everybody was calling about Dillon Gabriel. Yeah, right.
I mean, yeah, I think we have been sending out industry plant allegations to Dillon Gabriel for more than a couple of months now on the show.
The
So
Bobby Altoff of the
Nick,
NFL.
I honestly when I wrote the show sheet today, woke up, did not think that's where you were going to go with it. I love it though because I think you could be so correct because that is the panic move. And if you're a smart guy like Andrew Barry, you try and outsmart yourself out of thinking out of your panic move, and that is, oh well, this kid friggin' sucks. What can I do? Tell the public he's really good.
And Jack, I guarantee.
No, you're right. I think you're right.
Guarantee we will hear a report like this in the next 2.5 to 3 weeks about Kenny Pickett. They don't want to carry all 3 of these guys. It messes with roster construction. There's a reason why they carried 4 quarterbacks last year, and that lasted 1 week. They had to dump Tyler Huntley, and they were trying to buzz this up last year. They were saying teams were calling on Huntley, teams were calling on Jameis, and then at the end, nobody got traded and they had to cut somebody. They did the same thing last year. I couldn't believe all of the people that got stirred up about this report and said, see, look, teams, they didn't draft Dillon Gabriel. Teams wanted Dillon Gabriel. No, they didn't. They're trying to drum up trade interest because they know that it's not practical in the slightest to carry 4 quarterbacks, even if it's a season where you'd be lucky to win a game.
I think also, too, Nick, even further is like, yeah, they haven't come out yet already and said that people are calling about Kenny and he had the hamstring injury, which obviously prevent that at this time. But I think like just all the I've arguably heard more words. I mean, not as recently with the hamstring, but like leading up to that point, you were hearing just as many good words about Kenny Pickett, if not more than Joe Flacco. Like, I think even before that, they were trying to drum it up in some way, shape, or form.
Well, do we know that the trade offers came after the draft immediately, like a few weeks, or did these trade offers they're alleging came very recently after we saw Dillon Gabriel in camp?
Right? It's got to be the night of the draft.
But there's been not one good report about him out of camp.
Are the trade offers in the room with us?
Well,
they're not in the room with me. Are they in the room with you guys at Burke Lakefront Airport? I haven't heard from any other NFL cities of teams that are knocking down the door to get Dillon Gabriel.
Did I make the analogy yet?
And also, even if they did, I bet you those trade offers where you spent a 3rd round pick on the kid, we'll give you a 6th round pick.
Like, did I not
7th round
say?
pick.
I thought I might have said this already, but I just feel like I feel like we're a poorly managed fantasy football team. And then every time we're always trying to make the move where we get off like someone who's just super mid. Like, we have Jared Goff, and for some reason we're trying to trade him to you for Jamar Chase. Like, I just feel like we're always trying to do something absolutely ridiculous. Why are there 6 quarterbacks on our roster? Why did we overdraft a kid and then think someone was going to trade for him? Now we think that if we say, oh, we got like 15 offers, like, haha, look at me, like, you should get in on the party. Like, I don't get what we're trying to do.
It's so dumb too, because like when you think of organizations that can take chances on like projects and clunkers and kids that might have a history or stuff like that, like you think of like the Patriots of the world, or now like the Chiefs can go out and get like a Kadarius Toney type guy like they did a couple years ago, and maybe it works out.
Yeah,
if it doesn't, it doesn't
we did
matter.
that too.
We do shit like that all the time though. Like, it's a 3-win football team every single year. I think we just make the dumbest decisions over and over again. Like, not the sure thing.
I don't know. And listen, like, I know that this report came out in The Athletic. I really like The Athletic. I trust a lot of their reporting.
Oh, boy.
But it's just like we went 3 months without hearing that that teams were blowing up the phone lines once the Shedeur Sanders card was turned in. We didn't hear a peep about that for 3 months. And now all of a sudden, because everybody's telling you how bad this kid has looked at practice, and now that he's injured, and now that you've realized that you got 10 quarterbacks on the roster and you probably can't keep all these cats, this story magically comes out of nowhere. Not buying it.
You know, there's a good chance in a year from now, and especially a few years down the road, that, and we've done this as Browns fans, almost every single draft we look at, and this is a 3rd round pick. This isn't a premium first or anything like that, but it's still a decently valuable pick, a 3rd rounder.
Top 100.
You look at the people drafted after Dillon Gabriel. And I fear we are going to be looking at that, and you're going to see some rookies that overperform their draft that the Browns could have possibly had, especially given that you're missing pieces on defense, MJ Emerson, Jock,
The name
etc.
Xavier Watts is going to haunt us for years, bro.
The fact that there were probably players you could have drafted that could have came in and make an immediate impact, whether it was a little impact or big impact. We know Andrew Berry isn't very good at drafting. I mean, that's just a fact at this point, up to his history. I feel like we're going to be looking at this as similar to what we look at, and not in the same echelon, because I'm about to refer to 1st round picks, but we look at passing on guys like Julio Jones, Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack, etc.
Is that Barkevious Mingo we picked?
Barkevious Mingo was a 2013 draft, which, by the way, was the worst draft in NFL history, if I'm not mistaken. That was like Luke
Jock.
No,
Luke Jockle.
So who did we draft? No, we traded down. And
that
then
was
someone picked Julio.
when I think it was Eric Fisher was the number 1.
Yeah.
Luke Jockle was a high pick. Barkevious Mingo. I'm trying to think who else was in that draft. It was just an absolute garbage shit show.
It's embarrassing.
Lost for words on
I mean,
the
dude,
show.
the thing is,
fellas.
too, you talked about it even on draft night with like when around the Judkins pick. Like, obviously we couldn't tell what was going to happen with him at that point in time. But like, if things go south with him, there's a chance that the Emin Worry kid that you wanted that was right there like comes out and balls out in year 1. We all know I wanted Xavier Watts there in the 3rd round.
I can be on record. I hated the Judkins pick.
You know,
immediately.
you called Najee
I called
Harris
him.
on draft night,
I could be
yeah.
on it that I wanted the receiver. I wanted Higgins, or was it not
Luther Burden?
No. I wanted the one that went to the Texans. It was Higgins, right? Or is it
Jaden Higgins.
Jaden Higgins wanted him, bro.
From Iowa State.
He wanted him in Worry. You wanted Xavier Watts. Like it's always we're always making some iffy decisions. You could get behind Judkins, I guess, but now
They drafted Anthony Schwartz over Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's Tyreek Hill, bro. That's
by the
Tyreek
way-
Hill.
This is what we're this is what we're debating. This is what we're talking about here.
Can I make a claim? Amon-Ra St. Brown is overrated.
You can. He's a very good player.
Hey, he's better than Anthony Schwartz.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if he was on our
Good
team,
place to
we'd be
start.
glazing.
Good place to start.
Imagine if we had Amon-Ra and Jerry Judy right now.
Yeah, I know you're not.
No one to throw him the ball though, but I digress.
Jack, this is interesting. You wrote here, was the Shedeur pick a reflection of the lack of confidence in the Gabriel pick? What was the sticker tag on a Dillon Gabriel trade in March? I would love to know if this report
Can I
did
ask Nick that right now?
Yeah.
Nick, what's the sticker tag on a Dillon Gabriel trade?
a bag of chips.
Doesn't work, but fun to fix.
I agree with Matt Fontana. I helped make this YouTube video the other day. I think he might have. He didn't come out and flat out say it, but he was talking about how he saw a jersey stand and he saw the Myles Garretts, he saw Denzel Wards, he saw all our top guys in Njoku. There was only one player who had a home and away jersey up there, and it was Shedeur Sanders. I seriously think, because of how little they value late round picks, They said, we're going to use our 6th and 7th round pick, and we're just going to make this kid into an attraction.
6,
A 6,
7.
7. And they said, we're going to make him into an attraction with our 5th round pick. And it's only going to continue to make us look worse that the kid could probably actually play football and he's actually like a decent quarterback. And it's probably better than the guy that we decided to use a top 100 draft pick on. But I seriously think they had no plan for the kid, and they're hoping he fails and that they just brought him in to have the top-selling jersey for a little bit, to have the media talking about us all training camp, all preseason, but they have no real expectations or they have no plan for the kid. Regardless if he's the best quarterback in the room, they don't care. Everything they wanted to get out of him, they got already, and now they'll discard him as soon as they can, honestly.
You know, I'm not ready to sign all the way up for that yet. I truly don't believe they want to sabotage him, because I think it looks even dumber if you intentionally try to sabotage the dude that you traded up for. Like, that's just the biggest indictment on this organization if that's truly what's going on here. I can't sign up to that. I really think that they believe that they're doing right by him and that they're trying to slow play him and develop him and trying not to ruin him. But what I don't think that they realize in doing that is that they have no idea what they're doing. Like, if it was an organization like New England or Kansas City or the Los Angeles Rams with a coach like McVay, or Philadelphia with Sirianni, like, you could sell people on that. You could sell people on, listen, this is a kid that we like a lot. He's got a high ceiling. The floor is there, but the ceiling is tremendously high, and we're not going to ruin him. We're not going to throw him to the wolves. We are going to slow play this like you've never seen us slow play a quarterback before. If it was a normal NFL organization, you could say, okay, that makes a good bit of sense. But this is the Cleveland Browns that we're talking about here. They haven't shown us that they can develop or handle one rookie quarterback, let alone 2 rookie quarterbacks. And that's why everybody's frustrated. And that's why everybody defaults to this conspiracy that they're sabotaging him and they are using him and all of this stuff. I truly don't think that's at play. I think they're trying to do the right thing and trying to be responsible. But the proof is they don't know how. Otherwise, they wouldn't have taken the football out of his hands and signed Tyler Huntley this week.
Well, the start of Shedeur Sanders' career in the preseason begins Friday. They had their joint practice with the Carolina Panthers yesterday. We'll talk about that and Friday's preseason game in Carolina when we get back right here on The Big Factor. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to The Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Nick Pidone, Rob Watson. Before we dive back into football, got to tell you about our friends over at Fairway Ford. Fairway Ford is the biggest Ford truck dealership in the entire state of Ohio. They have the largest selection of Ford F-150s and Super Duty trucks, and they won't be beat on price by any other Ford dealer. Fairway Ford summer sale still going on. You see all the good details right above me. There's never been a better time to make that short drive to Canfield. Never been a better time to save thousands of dollars while you're doing it on your dream vehicle. Over 500 vehicles in stock on their lot. We had an opportunity to go there a few weeks ago. The lot is beautiful. The vehicles are in abundance, and odds are you can find your dream vehicle over in Canfield. Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, lowest pricing, and same hometown level of service. Scan that QR code now or go give their website a visit, fairwayfordohio.com. Again, that's fairwayfordohio.com. Jack, there has been some rumors.
I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. Can we say it or no?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
We can? Okay, Mike Mondays will be in studio live on Monday. Mike Amato, we're doing Mike Mondays in the Big Factor studio for the TV episode. Guys, Most excited I've been since we drafted Shedeur Sanders.
Absolutely electric, Mike is. All right, guys. Browns Panthers joint practice was held yesterday in Carolina as they prep for their preseason opener in Carolina. Shedeur Sanders, of course, is getting the start, but did have a rather light day in Carolina. 2 sets of 4 snaps and full team drills, 3 throws over the 2 7-on-7 periods. Only quarterback yet to take reps with the number 1 offense. A lot of people on the Twitter streets had a problem with that. Max Loeb did have a good point. He said, well, he is still your 4th-string quarterback. These are valuable reps. You give them to the 1s and 2s when you can get them. Your guys' thoughts on Shedeur Sanders heading into Friday and recapping Browns-Panthers joint practice.
Can I say something about what Loeb said? Because I did say this on the show yesterday. I completely agreed with Flacco getting reps, 100%. Got to get your starter. Got to keep him ready. This is his first time to get some live bullets. Gabriel and Pickett getting more reps than him, though. That's where I miss. That's where I'm lost. I didn't agree with Loeb on that. I get they were the 2 and 3, but they're not playing in the game. They missed the last few days of practice. You know, in my time, if you're not going to be suiting up for the game and you haven't been practicing, you come back the day before. And I mean, unless it's like you're the star player and this is middle of the season, you're probably not going to practice. You're not going to be getting prepared for the game. So that's where I thought they missed. I thought it should have been Shedeur then getting the second most reps. And then if you wanted to then even possibly give Huntley reps, he's actually going to be playing in the game, even though he's not going to be sticking around. But honestly, I would have just kept Gabriel and Pickett out until after the preseason game. I would just let them rest all the way through since they aren't going to play anyways. But that's just my thought process on it.
Ryan, I'm going to choose to not read into any of this because this entire, like, I'm not even going to comment on what happened in the joint practices in Carolina, because in my opinion, this entire situation has been mismanaged, and that this is just an extension of what I've been saying all along, that this 4-man quarterback competition doesn't make any sense. It never made any sense. It's been mismanaged from Jump Street. And Rob, you're right. It is a 5-man. So however, what this tells you is what the Cleveland Browns think of Shedeur Sanders. They don't think very highly of him for whatever reason. And maybe we'll see it tomorrow. I don't think that we will personally, but maybe they'll throw him out there and he'll look like a deer in the headlights, like the 40 other QBs that have come, rinsed and repeated out of this city in the last 20 some odd years. Maybe he will stink up the joint. And then, you know what? We'll all stop talking about Shedeur Sanders and we'll view him as the same 5th round developmental project like they're telling us that he is. I personally am not of the belief. I personally believe that he's going to go out there and at least have the offense look competent enough that it makes this 5-man quarterback competition now that much more interesting. But this tells you that they do not care about him seeing that football field come regular season right now at all, because you would think, let's get this kid ready for the first preseason start so he can find success and make this more challenging on us to name a starting quarterback and to find a decision here. But they didn't do that. They kept the football out of his hands. They kept true to their process. And remember this, as we get ready to go into preseason games tonight, and a lot of these teams value results. This is a results-oriented business, not this regime, though. They value their process. And as long as they're checking off their checklist and everything's green on their spreadsheet, that's as good as hoisting a Lombardi trophy at the end of the season for these guys. As long as their process is fulfilled, that's what they're after, and that's how they're viewing Shedeur Sanders.
Nick is fed up.
How did the process? Ask the Philadelphia 76ers fans? I don't
understand what I'm arguably more confused now than I've ever been about the direction of this entire thing. And the more people that I talk to on the inside, like the people that are actually at practice every day, having conversations with people, that are employed by the organization, the more that I just continue to scratch my head. Because like, if these people that are in the inside in a private text setting, not publicly over any, like they're telling me that they're confused and they don't understand what's going on, then what am I? I'm completely in the dark.
A serious question. Because and normally this isn't very hard for us to do, because Ryan, you were even on this train not too long ago, but they've even killed you off. Normally we're all ready come week 1 somehow, by hell or high water. We're ready to go in the stadium, bark. We're excited. There's optimism. Where is that coming from this year? And what between now and the first game is good? But even if Shedeur plays well, we know he won't even be close to getting on the field. Where is
I think Joe
what is going to be the
Flacco-
buzz
Joe
in that
Fla-
stadium week 1?
They'll announce whether it's next week or the week after, some point before the end of August. They will name Joe Flacco their week 1 starting quarterback for September 7th against the Cincinnati Bengals. And some people will buy in, because the veterans will approve of that move. The people that were on the roster for the 2023 magic carpet ride that Joe Flacco took us on was like that's where the excitement will come, is when that Joe Flacco news is announced. But I've cautioned people from the day that signing happened. I personally am of the belief that they should have never let Joe Flacco out of the building, but they did. But now that he's back, I think it's wildly unfair to expect a 40-year-old quarterback who couldn't even get on the field for Anthony Richardson last year in Indianapolis to keep the season above water for more than half the games. I truly think it's unfair to expect Joe Flacco to be the week 1 starter and then the week 18 starter. Like, I just don't think that's fair at all.
I try so hard to keep believing in this regime, and it's a lot easier for me to believe in Kevin Stefanski than it is Andrew Berry.
100%.
And I just wish, and maybe we'll get this next year,
anymore.
but I just wish we could see the outcome of this Browns roster with a handpicked first-round caliber quarterback that Kevin Stefanski can identify to run the offense he wants, because we've seen hope. We've seen glimpses of him being able to scheme perfectly and produce competent offense, right? And whether we blame him for the quarterback play, that's one thing. That Deshaun, who knows if even Vince Lombardi, we mentioned him, could have made this work. But at the end of the day, Nick, you mentioned this isn't a league where we can rest our head on hypotheticals. This is real life results.
Well, it is if you're the Browns, though, right? Because that's all they do is process. As long as it's filing in their process. And this offseason, they told you in plain English and they followed through with it. They were in no rush to solve their quarterback problem. Boy, was that the honest truth.
And I'm not really hearing it with the Stefanski stuff anymore because it's been.
But
it's
Rob,
been,
the thing, I get that, but who are you going to get? Who are you going to hire that is going to come in here? I get it, but we've been a disgusting carousel of quarterbacks and regimes. It's nauseating.
I'm at the
another
end of the rope,
another 3-win season.
At some point you run out of
matter.
patience though. It's yes, it's the best we've had, but that's like saying I like oatmeal. I like oatmeal instead of shit. I like food instead of garbage. You know what I mean? We finally got something that it's all right. It's all right. Kind of mid. It's cool. It's just,
overrated as fuck. But
that's just where I'm at. It's it's just someone who looks at it objectively. I don't want to look at it with Browns glasses where the first thing we get that's decent is the best thing ever. You know what I mean? I want to know that good is good, that great is great. I don't want to look at it on this sliding scale. And I feel like we get caught in a trap of that being fans of this team all the time. And it's infuriating. It's maddening. It's just the endless trap. We'll never have anything. Ever.
It's just so frustrating because you didn't have to draft Dillon Gabriel. You didn't have to. I'm not calling it a waste of a pick because he hasn't stepped on the field yet.
They love him.
But it's if you just didn't draft Dillon Gabriel, the path for Shedeur is more clear. It's just it's sad.
See, I think the thing is, I hate to be a storm cloud, is I don't think they give a fuck about Shedeur, Ryan. They let him. There were 5 rounds of 32 teams that could have gone and gotten him. They
Jersey
were more than
sales.
fine passing on him every single time.
Yep.
They trade to get an extra first-round pick for next year. Basically get I don't know. They could have had him at 2. They could have had him 1,000. I don't think
either pick was avoidable. Whatever, we would be complaining a lot less if there was just 3 guys. If Dillon was the early pick, whatever.
Times 2.
You did it, sure. If we just went with Shedeur, sure. But now we have both. The only scenario they could have done wrong is both, and you probably could have got both of them in the 5th round. So they just overall just L.
I want to know where Dillon Gabriel would have gone if we didn't take him.
Undrafted.
No one had
honestly.
a 3rd-round grade on him. I would love to know what team would have.
I think he would have went in the 5th round. I think
both of these
fifth or
quarterbacks could have went
6th.
undrafted. Sadly, they both could have been UDFAs. I fear.
Oh, fellas, it's gonna be a long year.
Yeah.
I think
it
is going to be a long year.
Or 2
To
weeks
Jack's
ago.
point there, Jack, you said something really smart. They view this dude as a fringe practice squad quarterback. Like, I know he's got a lot of fans, and all of the Colorado people think that like the Browns are out to sabotage him. I don't really think that any of that is what's going on. I think they view him as like a fringe practice squad QB. Unfortunately, he's got like a camp body.
Have you guys seen the movie Shallow Hal?
No,
I've not. No, sorry.
No.
It's with Jack Black. It's about this guy who he was like mean to women, and he wakes up.
Okay, no, I've seen. He
wakes up, and all of a sudden he sees women based on their inside personality. So there's this obese woman, but to him, he sees this as this fine hourglass figure, hot blonde chick, and he's confused because she's buying this big pair of underwear, and he makes a joke. Oh, that's a parachute. Why you been a parachute? Because he sees her as this thin modelish. That's what reminds me of the Browns. Everybody views Dillon Gabriel as this ceiling capped 5'11" quarterback, but the reality is the rest of the NFL sees him as this fat whale that isn't going to be good in the NFL. And that's what it reminds me of.
He sees her as like the beautiful girl.
Yeah.
Right? Like he sees her as a beautiful girl and she's 500 pounds and he's like, you don't need a salad, get a steak. Like that. No, yeah, like, people are calling and they want to trade for him left and right. I mean, the Saints are calling, they don't know about Chuck. Like, damn, no one wanted him.
Elite analogy. All right, fellas, let's take a break. Let's talk about something fun. Gavin Williams, one of the best outings I've seen. His best outing of his career, damn close to that no-no. We'll talk about that when we get back on The Big Factor. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to The Big Factor on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack Rourke, Nick Pinot, and Rob Watson. Got to tell you about our friends at Garage Beer. Garage Beer comes in just two flavors, classic light lager, as well as that classic lime. You see right above me looking delicious on that cold ice. It's beer-flavored beer. No frills, no bitterness, none of that IPA taste. It's just beer the way you want it to taste. Again, beer-flavored beer. Scan the QR code now or go give their website a visit, drinkgaragebeer.com, to find local retailers who sell garage beer near you. One more time, that's drinkgaragebeer.com. Guys, Gavin Williams.
The biggest rig.
How about that? That's the nickname he deserves after last night. But that was one of the best pitching performances I've seen this season. Easily Gavin Williams' best pitching performance of his career. So close. Of course, it's Juan Soto. Let me start with this. Would you have rather had Juan Soto break it up, who did, or Francisco Lindor? Which would have been worse?
Soto is worse, I think.
Yeah,
he's been
I don't really
terrorizing
care
the
who breaks it up,
team
to be honest.
for the past couple of years.
I don't care. You know what I care about and what needs to be like investigated? Remember the dude that who's the guy that threw the no-hitter on LSD?
Doc Gooden.
Doc Gooden, yeah. Or no, Doc Ellis, I think.
Yes.
Doc
yeah.
Ellis.
Dwight Gooden did not.
So that's like a super famous story. What's not as famous of a story, but I'm sure it happened, when Len Barker threw that perfect game in the 80s, what did he do after the game? What sort of curse did he spell? I've seen Gavin Williams come an inning away from a no-hitter last night. Tristan McKenzie almost threw one. I believe Carrasco almost threw one back.
Bids. He had the one in Tampa. It went
You
right
won
over
Houston
Kipnis'
too.
head.
That got into the 8th.
Dude, like we have seen in the last couple of years, 3 no-hitters that have been so close. And then at the 8th or 9th inning, it falls apart. Like, what sort of magic did Len Barker work in the 80s after he threw that one? That is the last one that this organization has had.
I think it's kind of funny, dude. I mean, I think usually in a weird way, almost like the home run derby, sometimes pitchers kind of get messed up actually after they throw a no-hitter or a perfect game. So the fact that we're still in the race, like, hey, it's me good, we'll get Gavin going here. We have an off day today, which is massive for the fact that he can get an extra day of recovery since he threw, I believe it was 274 pitches in his 8 2/3 innings yesterday. But just a good reminder that when Gavin Williams is on, he has the best stuff on this staff, and it's not even particularly close. Like, there is. I know Tanner Bybee got his $9.5 million deal. There is a space bar return between Gavin Williams stuff and Tanner Bybee stuff on their best days. Like, when Gavin has his stuff going, like, I know the second inning was a bit long through 25 pitches, but like when he's striking guys out, throwing fastballs at the top of the zone, could you guys imagine if Logan Allen tried to throw a fastball to strike someone out at the top of the zone? That ball wouldn't land yet. And I don't care what day the game was played in the first place. Like, he's incredible. I mean, like, and when you see like the pitch mix and he's like beating guys up high with the fastball, meets him with Uncle Charlie back down low. I mean, he's really, really tough to beat if he's throwing strikes.
Jack, how big was this for the bullpen?
Massive. I was watching the game with my mom on Tuesday night, it would have been, and Cade Smith went crazy the last couple of days. We used Festa, Allard, everyone. And my mom, who's not even the biggest sports fan, is like, who the hell is going to pitch tomorrow? So it's a real good thing that Gav went out there and gave it 8 2/3.
Yeah, hey Mom, don't worry.
He said, I got it.
Little do you know, Gavin Williams is going to come out tomorrow and shove his arm off.
You know what's crazy? When we turned the game on, remember it came on, we were watching like the first inning or two in the office, and we were like, bro, he doesn't have control of it right now. We were like, he's missing his spot.
We were shitting on him, actually.
We were like, this is about to get bad. And then I get home, and it's like, yo, like, there's still no innings. He's still going. And it just kept getting better and better.
It also just shows like the little things of sports. That literally the first batter of the game, like Frankie hits one up the middle, like bounces off his glove goes flying, turns around, gets it, barely throws him out by a step. 2 batters later, Pete Alonso hits a comebacker right at him that he catches. Like, there's a million times that this could have gone any which way.
Well, the Cleveland Guardians are hot. Sweep of the New York Mets in New York. Now 1.5 games back from that final wild card spot. Just 6 games back in the division. You know, we come in here and talk and we say, is it possible to catch the Tigers? And odds are no. Mathematically, it takes a lot. But from 1 month, what was it? Double-digit games, like 12.5 back, to now 6.
We made up 9 games in 1 month. We have 2 months left.
It's really possible.
Make up 6 games. It's more than possible, yeah. Especially if, like we said on the show a couple of times, like, I don't know the last time the Detroit Tigers won a game that Tarek Skubal didn't pitch, and it might go that way the rest of the year if they go 1-4. We might win by 20 fucking games. Who knows? They stink.
Wowzers.
We get them 2 more times to end the year, which is going to be huge. That'll be super fun. But last thing I wanted to know on with baseball, guys, if you guys see Roman Anthony's extension yesterday, like the Red Sox young star. We've not done that about 1 billion times. The one time we like borderline kind of did it was Jose after his second year when we extended him a couple of years past on his contract. Like, they tried to do this with Frankie going 10 by 100 like, after his first year. Didn't work. They need to get this shit done with Fazana before he even hits the majors. I'm calling it right now. Like, they got to find a way to get someone young and extended for, like, I'm not kidding. Like, the Brewers did with Churio a couple years ago before he even played a friggin' game.
Yeah, it's the way. You know, well, I guess we'll see what happens in 2027 with this CBA if there's even a season. But
they might not play baseball until 2030.
Right. So prior to that, you might as well try to, you know, jump the gun and get Bazana taken care of. Like maybe Kafis too. I don't know. The whole 2027 thing looming is going to make how the Guardians decide to handle their business a whole lot more interesting, I think.
100%, especially because they live in a world where everything is so cap strapped and they try to make these tiny moves, Nick. And the one thing about baseball, though, even past no salary cap, is those guys are going to help out their union in every single time they chance they get. Like LeBron a little bit, take as many dollars as you can, keep on pushing the sport forward for the athletes. Like, it's going to get uglier because contracts, even like base level contracts, are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And if we're not going to pay guys like $10 million to play decent baseball, I don't know what the hell we're going to do if we have to pay our base level players $2 million.
All right, let's take our final break of the show. When we get back, Cavs, Wizards, Timberwolves, all rumored to be receiving throwback jerseys. We'll take a look at what those could look like. Maybe we'll rank them when we get back right here on The Big Factor. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to The Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Nick Padone, Rob Watson. Before we move on to basketball, Nick, we got to tell people about the 2025 Great Chautauqua County Fair because that's what we do, brother.
That is what we do, brother. The 202nd Great Chautauqua County Fair. Get your tickets today, jagafair.com. All the fried food you could think of, all of the animals that you could think of, tractor pulls, demolition derbies. There's nothing says summer and getting ready for football season like seeing a bunch of cars just ram into each other over and over again. That's what makes this country great. That's what makes the Chautauqua County Fair great. You get your tickets starting at $10 right now, jagafair.com. Children 6 and under get in for completely free. So bring the whole family out, have some fun with us this Labor Day weekend. It ends September 1st. So you don't want to be the last person in there running up to the gate to get your ticket on September 1st. Get in there late Labor Day weekend, August 28th through September 1st. Come hang out and have some fun with us.
Nick, better Demolition Derby, Dillon Gabriel's first preseason appearance or Chautauqua County Fair?
What's funny about this is you guys know that like when Dillon Gabriel's hamstring is healed up, like they are going to make life so easy. It's going to be screen passes to Harold Fannin and Dylan Sampson, and he's going to be like 19 of 20 passing for
because
200
for
200 yards.
Juwan Jones' head. He still won't even be able to get the pass out there.
Oh, fellas. Well, the NBA, the Cavs, Wizards, Timberwolves, all rumored to be getting throwbacks. Let's take a look at these puppies, shall we?
Wait, they messed up the Wizards one. That looks bad. The other
you don't
two
like
are
the
good.
Wizards one?
They didn't keep it the same.
Is that Agent Zero?
Yeah, well,
that's
the gambling man, but I don't like how it's not as shiny as before. But the Cavs and
Gambling man.
the Cavs and Timberwolves ones are great.
Stephen A. Fed.
I like those Timberwolves ones, just like the old Garnett era in general.
That's
like
all-time jersey.
Like the tree sleeves or whatever they are, the green on. I love those.
I'd high key. I might get an ant version of that. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, is that the? I could get that. I could.
Who would you even? And this could just show my lack
in
of
a
ball
Mobley
knowledge.
navy.
Hand up
blue.
accountability. Who the fuck would you buy a jersey of on the Wizards?
That's the point. Jack. I was just getting ready to say that. Like these Wizards jerseys would be fire
Alex
if they were a
Sarr.
playoff team, but I fear that when they get them out there on the hardwood, everybody's going to be flaming them because you don't know the first individual.
They actually look. I don't like them. They took away the star because I think those are.
Well, they're
OG
making them in the
ones-
style of the new jerseys, though.
I think the OG ones had black backs, maybe, or at least black at the top. I don't know.
I think they're trying to match like the Paul Pierce, John Wall, Bradley Beal era jersey with
not
like
it.
the old design.
That's not it.
That's not it.
That's
Yeah.
not it.
I'm just saying what they're
Hate
doing.
those
I'm
ones.
just saying what they're
And
doing.
I'm saying what they're doing. Not it.
All right.
Not it.
Dude, like, could
The other
LeBron
two are
just
great.
come home so I could get a modernized Cleveland 23
That's
of
an all-time
these
jersey.
navies?
That-
It really is.
What you know?
You want to
Okay.
see Booby out there too
Quick-
if you see those.
quick
though. That gets you
trivia
ready for
question.
Booby in the corner.
Quick trivia question, Jack. What historic LeBron performance did he have in that navy blue jersey?
In the navy blue jersey, I'm gonna go with the
He's lost.
Can I guess?
Yeah, you can.
Was that
Anyone.
the Pistons game?
Yes, sir. Ski.
Okay, you beat me.
When he took
Flamethrower
over.
fourth quarter.
Kid knows ball, I guess.
Took over, bro. He scored like all our points, and then Anderson Varejao barely got Chauncey Billups to miss a shot for the game, bro. But bring the jerseys back so I can see Evan Mobley give us a cool like 25, 10, and 6 blocks in those. Need that.
All right. Anything anybody got to get off their chest before we head out of here?
Fun show today. Excited for preseason football.
Nick, I feel like more than normal you were fed up with
Yeah,
the
good
Browns
therapy
today.
session for you today, Nick. You need to get that off your chest.
You know, I'll tell you guys. Like today, there's a reason why I'm not in studio. Like I've got some things coming up later in the day that I'm really not looking forward to. So it felt like maybe I used the Browns a little bit as in, I was thinking kind of during one of the breaks, like, am I using the Browns as just like a punching bag for my frustration? I was like, was that a little too, harsh? But then I realized, no, they won 3 football games last year, and
that
nothing
was
is too
valid.
hard.
Yeah,
So-
by the way, if you're listening, I got to say this. I meant to say this. Warren Sharp is going to be on Matt Fontana's show tonight. Obviously,
I can't wait for
Obviously, we pre-record it in the mornings, but Warren, wow. I mean, the stats he was saying about the Cleveland Browns and talking about the schedule.
Oh, he fried us.
I mean,
It's Jover.
he made me think the Browns are going to be lucky to win 2 games, man.
Well, that's
Jack,
what
are we
we've been
wearing
telling you,
the
though.
Shador jerseys tomorrow?
Yeah, let's wear them.
The
Friday
dime
Friday
time.
Shooter jerseys.
Dime time should do.
I'm like 70% that I'll be in.
Oh, we're playing it. The game's tomorrow. I thought you were
Yeah.
just like, oh, like, you know what? Let's all do it tomorrow. Let's get a little good vibes going. Yeah.
No,
game- yeah.
Jack. I know it might be a surprise because you don't know who's going to be starting at quarterback, but the regular season for the Browns is 1 month away. So I know it might seem like a whole lot longer because of how inept this entire thing is, but the season is literally 1 month away from today.
So
You
how
would-
did
you would not know it with what
Oh,
you're hearing.
by
out
the
of
way,
Berea.
real quick, guys, NFL didn't ban smelling salts. I guess the
Oh
teams
yeah.
just can't give it to them.
BYOSS.
Baker Mayfield.
BYOSS.
Baker Mayfield MVP campaign is officially back on. That's all I got to say.
And
All
Kenny
right.
Pickett will start somehow. There we go. Let's get.
Appreciate everybody tuning in to the Big Fat. Just shout out Garage Beer, shout out Fairway Ford, shout out the 2025 Great Jug County Fair, jugfair.com to get your tickets. It's coming up this month. Can't believe we're already here. Football right around the corner. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. Same people, same time. Until then, peace out. Enjoy some preseason football tonight.